What is up, Sleepers Media? I'm Matt. He's Carter. We're going through Tennessee against Syracuse. Tennessee 7-1, Syracuse 4-3. Carter, I got a whole bunch of storylines for us to go through. Let's just start with the first and most important one. Which orange is better?
Listen, so this is something I have a conversation more than I'm actually proud to admit,
Okay.
but the Syracuse orange is superior. I'm sorry, I like the light orange, whatever, shade you want to call it that Tennessee has, but it's something about that Syracuse orange that just hits a little different to me.
Okay, I'm going the other way on this one. This might be a shade of things to come here with this preview. I'm Team Tennessee for that. The way they do the candy stripe pants with their orange, just elite. Elite. You
See,
can't beat it.
I feel like I'm more team Indiana when it comes to candy stripes. I can't really get with
Deal
the
with the
orange
orange.
candy
Fair
stripes.
enough. That's all right. Creamsicle, I think, is the color. I don't know. I just made that up, but it feels like it's appropriate. All right. I think a big one for this matchup overall. This Tennessee front court is huge and not quite as big on the Syracuse side. If Donnie Freeman doesn't play, I did all kinds of homework on this. It still seems to be TBD if he's going to get back out there. I think you could make the argument he's Syracuse's best player when healthy. So him not being available, I think this is edge front court for Tennessee. Do you agree with me that that's kind of the key swing piece in this matchup here?
Yeah, I 100% do, especially like when you look at the numbers. I'm looking at Ken Palm right now. Tennessee gets back offensive rebound percentage 45%.
Yeah,
That
it's crazy.
is insane. That's second best in the country, by the way. But literally, if they miss, they are going to get it back half the time. Which, I mean, when you watch Tennessee, they're such a massive team, massive front court with guys that crash extremely hard. It makes a lot of sense. On the flip side of that, the one thing you don't want to see Syracuse gives up a lot of
They
offensive
do.
rebounds. So, they need Donnie Freeman, I think, to be in there to give him a shot.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, from a Syracuse standpoint, if this is a game they're going to win, they might have to just withstand the offensive rebounding onslaught that Tennessee can do because they can really overwhelm you with that length and that effort on that end.
I feel like this Tennessee team, and I mean this actually as a compliment, Tennessee fans, so don't take this the wrong way. I am now a Buzz Williams follower in Maryland here. They feel like a supercharged version of last year's Texas A&M team. It's
Mhm.
like I'm gonna count Nate Amen as a guard for this exercise here, but it's basically two semi-inefficient shooting guards putting up a lot of volume, scoring a lot of points on not great efficiency, while the front court just sort of destroys people. And I
Mhm.
think that's a tough recipe because either Gillespie or Ament go off and you basically lose that game like we saw it against Houston. Honestly, they like Gillespie wasn't great in that game from a shooting perspective, but he was ice cold down the stretch. I feel like you need somebody on the Syracuse side to like be able to match one of those guards and go off. And that leads me to my second storyline here. Where is JJ Starling? Remember when he was like so good 2 years ago and
Mhm.
he's just kind of on the side of a milk carton at this point.
Yeah, and they brought in the new guards, obviously, that they had come transfer, and it
Yep,
feels like that's kind of pushed him to the side where, I mean, I was having conversations last year. I was like, I know Syracuse was bad, but J.J. Starling was incredible.
yeah,
Like, I'm not sure if he made an all
I don't
ACC
think so.
team last year or not, but he's a really good player, really productive. Seems that he's kind of taken a little bit of a step back, and honestly, I think that has attributed to Syracuse being kind of iffy on the offensive end. Well, they can make free throws. We know that. We saw that
It's
at Players
crazy.
Era. That was brutal. They can't shoot. And the one thing I would say here is that if I'm Syracuse, you got to be able to hit shots against Tennessee,
Yeah.
especially from the outside.
Mhm.
Because I don't know if you want to go down there with Akpara and Ament and Carey and all those other guys down there. You need to be able to hit some shots from outside.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest thing here. And this is not a particularly good Syracuse three-point shooting team. They're 29% on the season. Their perimeter defense has been really good, though. So I trust them to hold Gillespie to a relatively inefficient night. I still could see him getting 20, but maybe on like 38% from the field or something like that. I
Hmm.
have the free throws on here as like a thing to watch. Like for Syracuse in a close game, it's crazy that you can go hack a shack with their center and William Kyle, who is the second worst free throw shooter I've seen this year, and then their point guard and JJ Starling, who is the actual worst free throw shooter I've seen this year. He is shooting he's shooting better from three this year than he is from the free throw line as a guard. That's insane. I've never seen that before.
I don't think I've ever seen that either. That's not good. On the top of your head, do you know how many teams are in Division One college basketball?
Is it 365, something like that?
Okay. Syracuse is 363rd in the country,
Yeah,
57% as a team.
yeah, that's rough.
It's hard to win games. If you're not hitting threes, you're not hitting free throws. credit to Syracuse for competing in that game against Houston. I don't know how they found themselves in that game. They hit free throws, they probably win that game. But yeah, it's just it's a tough offensive, I guess, performance that's occurring right now. And I'll tell you what, if I want to get my offense back on track, I'm not necessarily looking forward to going against the Tennessee defense.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is going to be a game where I'd take the under in general. I think both teams are really pretty good defensively. Like I was super impressed by the Syracuse perimeter defense, and even a guy like Kyan Anthony's like guarding pretty well. He's the second leading scorer on the team as a freshman, despite shooting 22% from three. He's at about 12 points per game, which is it's kind of crazy. And they didn't even have their leading scorer in Donnie Freeman in that tournament. I think Tyler Betsy is a guy that's huge in this one from a matchup perspective. I thought he was great in Players Era. He's probably the guy that guards Nate Ament a good portion of this game, just given the similar size profiles though. So that would be my key matchup. Is there one you're looking for particularly, Carter?
I think it's how William Kyle is going to be able to hold up on the glass because
Yeah.
he's only 6'9", and I know the free throws are bad, but he is
He's skinny
really
too.
really good on the glass, man. He gets after it. The only thing is like 6'9", go really hard. It's tough when like they're throwing what 6, 7 foot Akpara, they're throwing 6'7" Estrella.
Hmm.
I think what is it? Is it Phillips?
Kate
Who else they
Phillips is
have?
yeah, he's like 6'8" probably too.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot. And then Carey's built like a damn defensive end. Like it's just a really tough. I think tough spot to be put in. So I would say that, and then I think someone needs to step up, and this needs to be a game where someone hits like 5 threes,
Yeah,
something like that. Someone needs to step up, maybe a little home cooking because this game's in the Wireless Dome, I believe, right in Syracuse.
that sounds right. Yeah.
Okay,
I,
so let's go. Let's get some home cooking and knock down some shots.
Not calling it the Carrier Dome is still crazy to me. Like that's one of those ones like it will always be Staples Center to me. That will
Yeah, I
always
feel
be
that way
Carrier Dome.
about Rutgers. It's always the rack. We don't
Exactly.
acknowledge Jersey Mike's Arena around
No,
here.
that's crazy. Okay, two quick ones for you here on the Tennessee side of things. Are they the team that beats Houston, or are they the team that loses to Kansas, or both? It just depends on the night.
Yeah, and that's a tough question because I come away from Feast Week and I don't feel as great about Houston as I did going into it. They need to, obviously they're going to be okay. Don't get me wrong, but they need to work some things out. And maybe Kansas is just better than anyone kind of thought. I think they are more. I'm gonna take the cop out here. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think that's honestly where I would go too. Like if you really, in your heart of hearts, lie detectored Rick Barnes going into Players Era and told him he was going to walk out of there 2-1 for
Hmm.
the weekend, knowing he was going to play Houston, he probably would sign up for that. And
Yeah.
to get the win over them is kind of crazy. I don't know. I feel like this was almost like Tennessee played with their food against Kansas a little bit and then just got caught sleeping at the end. So I'm high on them. So prediction wise, I would go Tennessee wins this one by 11. How are you feeling, Carter?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Tennessee double digits. I just think Syracuse isn't gonna be able to score, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. So yeah, I'd go like I'll say Tennessee will touch 80.
Yeah.
I'd probably put Syracuse somewhere around like 67, I think is where I'd go.
I like it. Pretty close. All right. We're aligned. We'll see how we did after the fact here. Sleepers fans, let us know in the comments where we're wrong because I think there's a pretty passionate Tennessee fan base and Q space. So I'm sure we'll hear about it and then we can talk our shit a little bit in the recap when we get a couple things right. So stay tuned for that one.